Hello, my name is Latoya King, and this digital presentation is about my internship at the Dearborn Historical Museum. I wanted to start with the one thing I learned was that museums are very, very involved in the community. The DHM has the Historical Society of Dearborn. They have a guild. They have a elementary school program called the Pioneer Program. They are also always contacted often by city departments. They can loan collections to the fire department, the police department, the library. Also, people can bring in donations that the collections manager and curator will verify if the museum wants to keep it for a future exhibit. Then the archival resources are available to the public too. People can come in and look for genealogy indexes, church records, cemetery records, other organization records, yearbooks, census stuff. They can come in and ask about the homes that were built and voter and tax information, newspapers, a whole bunch of things. I was able to do research for my informative blog to do a piece on Orville Hubbard, the openly pro-segregationalist mayor. He had 15 wins in Dearborn and was mayor for almost 40 years. I was able to learn about his slate and the civil and human rights offenses that he participated in. I also was able to learn about civil rights in the area in general. The museum is at a really important spot because they're able to inform people about things that were unjust that happened in the past to do better in the future. There was a uh, piece in the independent newspaper, multiple pieces that were anti Semitic and racist, and they're available on the museum's website. And I feel like that's really important to have a more just future with the museum informing and educating. Another work sample for my internship at the Dearborn Historical Museum was that I was in charge of creating a small museum exhibit to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I had to search the museum's inventory for interesting artifacts related to the holiday, research the items, and make display labels. We arranged the display case in the Ross House. Other things I learned at my internship at the Dearborn Historical Museum are that Dearborn was originally called Dearbornville, and in 1917, another Ford factory opened and increased the population in the area. Eventually, the places called Springfield or Fordson were merged to become Dearborn, what Dearborn is today. So the museum is built where it used to be the Detroit Arsenal for the military after they relocated it outside of Detroit, away from Fort Shelby. It was made of 11 buildings and three still remain. The commandant's quarters, which is one of the museum buildings, was the arsenal proper that held the guns, and then there's the Ross building that was the gunpowder magazine storage. It was the last building to be completed in 1839, and it was supposed to be a distance away from where the guns were stored. And then it was owned by the Ross family before it eventually came to the museum. Then there was an armory, and that building was turned into a clothing factory. Other buildings became like brothels or like banks, stuff like that. But the ones that are remaining now are with the museum. And brick manufacturers really profited in this area because of the arsenal. The arsenal gave supplies to Fort Wayne, and this was considered like a military town. And then it also trained soldiers here for the Civil War.